Welcome, friends, and welcome, Saffron Tiger.
Namaskaram, ma'am, and hello to all Candid Meena family viewers.
Yeah,
It's
I think
been
all
an
of them
honor.
missed you, Saffron. You've been quite busy.
I missed you all of you as well. So it's a pleasure to be with you and
Yeah,
hoping for yet another candid session.
absolutely. Yeah. So, as you've seen, there's been a lot of action, on all the TV fronts because Rahul Gandhi has become a disqualified MP. Now, will he have to vacate his official residence in Delhi? And just like his sister had to give up Lutyens' bungalow after the SPG cover was removed. And will he have to stay with his Italian mother? So these are all the questions that have come across today because now Rahul Gandhi has been declared disqualified as a member of the Lok Sabha following his conviction in the defamation case. Now, the Surat court sentenced him to a 2 year jail term in a defamation case from 2019. The case was filed on a complaint by BJP MLA Purnesh Modi over Rahul Gandhi's remark, "How come all thieves have Modi as a common surname?" during a Lok Sabha election rally in Karnataka's Kolar. But Gandhi is looking at a disqualification of 6 years and not just the 2 year sentence. Section 3 of the Representation of the People Act states that a person convicted of any offense and sentenced to imprisonment for not less than 2 years will be disqualified from the date of such conviction. Further, the person will remain disqualified for a period of 6 years after serving his sentence. So it's a huge setback, Saffron, for the Congress party. Its former President Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified because of the conviction in a 2019 criminal defamation case. Now, the Lok Sabha Secretariat also declared his constituency vacant, which is Wayanad. The Election Commission can now announce a special election for the seat. Now, Congress has called it a conspiracy to silence the Wayanad MP, who has been questioning Prime Minister Narendra Modi's alleged relationship with billionaire Gautam Adani, whose business empire has come under scrutiny after allegations of stock manipulation and fraud, and demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe into the issue. So there's been to and fro, a lot of action, a lot of press conferences, trying to show that he is, they can't do anything to him. Now, one thing, Saffron, is that, see, this has nothing to do with the parties. This is a decision taken by the court, and the court's the rules have to be followed. So now, whether he likes it or not, he can blame any party, whether it's BJP or any other opposition party, for sort of putting him in this situation. But the fact is that, see, once the court has made such a thing, he has to abide by it. So this is something that he has to get used to. And another thing is that, see, all the time he's been behaving like a feudal lord. The arrogance of the dynasty, is something that everybody has tasted, you know. And also the fact that, see, as Arnab very well said yesterday in his introduction, talk yesterday about Rahul, he said that he has a battery of lawyers. Anybody says even anything, even whether the Rahul Gandhi has grown his hair long, they'll be sued for, defaming him. So this has happened to everybody, almost everybody. Whether you're talking about politicians or journalists or so many activists. So this has been a pattern that Congress has been using for so long. Now, when it has come back to him, they're not able to react.
Ma'am, what has been done now should have been done long back. First of all, thank you to that gentleman who has filed the defamation,
Yes,
and because of
absolutely.
which we are seeing these results today.
Yeah,
And see, as far as the muscle flexing of people from the Congress party is concerned, much less from Rahul Gandhi, even the other leaders, they don't shy away from showing their arrogance in front of the TV cameras, in front of the entire nation. So I think what has been done is a good lesson. I'm not sure though how much they will learn from it, but I am definitely hopeful of the fact that some discomfort in form of, like, going to the jail should knock some sense into his head.
yeah,
On the flip side, I also feel that with the elections coming in the next year, I think it would also he won't shy away from gaining sympathy from this stunt. right? Like, because we
Absolutely.
all know that he won't go in for a long time. He will go inside maybe for a few days and get out of bail, right?
Yeah.
And then as we progress into this year, we will get into the election fever for 2024, right?
Yeah.
So somewhere I feel that, like, everything is kind of like a little shady is what I feel. Him going to abroad and, like, maligning India, saying that the very idea of democracy is in danger, and all of these things that he has been saying has been totally not in line with the ideals and the beliefs of this nation. So I think that these people are getting exposed constantly. Not that they weren't getting exposed when their fathers and their ancestors were ruling the nation, but now I think they haven't learned anything from their mistakes, and they continue to do all these things. Okay, you have done Bharat Jodo Yatra, and maybe, like, you've got a few hundreds of people supporting you for that, does not mean that you are going to say anything about our nation which will not in stand which is not withstanding the ideals of our dear nation.
Yeah. So here, Saffron, since you're in the US, do you find a similar pattern of what happened to Trump? And this is what Soros was planning for Modi. They did exactly what they are doing now to Namo. They did that to Trump. Only thing is, Modi ji, being a Gujarati, has already preempted this and started acting on it. Now, in the case of Trump, what happened was Trump, being so rich, he did not have any greed or anything. He just wanted to run the country, and that is when these people, the black activists, came, and then they made a lot of money, and the riots that were happening and all that. It was all very well, what you call, uh, uh, dramatized to bring about the fall of Trump. And everything, even them running into the White House, everything we knew that it was done. And most probably even Rihanna and all these people would have also run into the White House. It's like, everything is controlled by them. And now, today, I was just reading some tweets about Trump, saying that Trump is the most dangerous man, and he's done this and he's done that. Now you can see how scared Biden is, and his son, the hunter, who's always after a real predator, who's running after people in Ukraine and Russia. How scared the father and the son are. That Trump may come back to power. So, in Trump's case, they have succeeded, but they were planning the same thing in India, because they knew of Modi ji's huge, what you call, success, and also the fact that the people are with him. So they wanted to play along with Rahul Gandhi. And as you know, earlier also, Soros played a big part in even the selection of the ministers, because you remember when Tharoor got the ministry of I think it was foreign minister's post, he the first person he thanked was Soros. He went to his house and he thanked him. Now, what is the need for someone, a minister, or an Indian minister, to go to Soros and ask, thank him for what? So, was he deciding even the minister, the cabinet of ministers? So, here, I don't know. You should give your opinion as well, Saffron, because you're sitting there as well in USA.
So, ma'am, I personally believe that sabotaging Trump in the 2020 election, or sabotaging Trump in general, is a lot easier than sabotaging the vision of our honorable Prime Minister ji. That is also because, even though Trump has some good intentions for the country, I think the one major difference between Trump and Narendra Modi ji is that Trump is a little erratic when he speaks,
Yes,
and our Prime Minister,
he's very careful.
he is very careful, and whatever he says, it is very thoughtfully spoken with
Yes,
all the considerations, and he thinks about what kind of impact his words may have, and he has not shied away by saying that, like, sometimes it takes a toll on him, because when he was a chief minister, if you commit a mistake here or there, maybe, like, people might think, but when you are in position of a prime minister, you have to be very responsible, and he acts accordingly to make sure that every word that comes out from his mouth is in the interest of the
absolutely.
nation. Now,
Yeah,
we are now talking about the leftist lobby, which has been trying to sabotage the prime minister, our now prime minister, for the last 8 years. Not only now, but, like, ever since, like, the times of Godra riots when he
Yeah,
was falsely implicated. He
yeah,
was
because they
not
had
given a
identified him. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. He was not given visa. He was banned from
Hmm.
entering America. The same nation now opened him, opened their arms to him. And Narendra Modi ji never ever, never ever said anything against that, because he knew that, the national interests are lot more bigger, larger, and beneficial than his ego, right? So that is a quality of a great leader, who puts the country before his own needs. And
Yeah,
the leftist lobby, in a way that has been acting since that thing, that clip came out from George Soros, where he was directly attacking Narendra Modi ji. I think that just shows the desperation of the leftist lobby, because they tried
absolutely.
everything. They brought in Rihanna, they brought in
Mhm.
Malala, they tried to sabotage when 370 was scraped. They tried to sabotage when CA laws were panned out by the government. They tried to do it when the farm laws were also done, and maybe, yeah, because in one, to certain degree, the leftist lobby, I would say, it got succeeded, and the government had to repeal those farm laws. But what the left has been doing now is, not only they are attacking Modi ji, but they have been devising plans by bringing in all the opposing factions together. So it is like a Mahagathbandhan of
Mhm.
all the people whose idea is against the national interest of India,
Yeah.
right? So you have people like very silver tongued journalists and all, who are targeting Mr. Jaishankar in all these talks, and Jaishankar thrashes them in
Yeah.
their own nation to no limits, which is so heartwarming and ear soothing, and it's a feast to see. You have Khalistani people who have been creating ruckus in Punjab, and they are meeting their fate, because it's not so new thing for India to see these struggles. These small struggles have been going on since eons, since British Raj was there, and even before that, when Mughals were trying to fight and control certain parts of India, there was a constant struggle going on. So this is not like they cannot break the idea of India. And what Narendra Modi ji has done is not only, he has brought a nationalism, a spirit of nationalism in all the people of India, so that, like, a majority, who have been awakened, they are not ashamed of their roots. They are not ashamed to celebrate their festivals. They are not ashamed to teach their children about the sanskritis, about the values, about the granthas.
Precisely.
Exactly, right? And we are seeing now, when you see somebody like from Tanishq or Manyavar, they have been, saying something against our festivals, they get called out. They get Bharat matrimony, even Bharat matrimony, right?
Yes.
Somebody who releases his company by the name of Bharat matrimony, but is an Islamic guy who is no controlling everything from Dubai, right? So
Yeah.
they want our money, but they don't want our ideals. They don't want to
Mm.
respect our sentiment. And Narendra Modi ji is doing a wonderful job, along with his, superintendent in chief, I would say, Mr. Amit Shah, who supports him. And both of them, it is very difficult for anyone to, sabotage them, because when they think about a national interest, their plans are right. They cross the t's, dot the i's, and make sure that not only they are furthering the development of the nation, but in the process they are also sabotaging. Look what they did in Maharashtra. Without saying a word, they crumbled the very Shiv Sainiks who used to flex their muscles. They just debarred the very, I would say, watchdogs of that party from that party. They just threw them away. Where are they to be seen nowadays? On Twitter you see only some tweets from them, but other than that, they don't have any presence in their state, much less in on the national arena.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, moving on to, see, just like Rahul Gandhi is a very scared person, the other person that we would talk about is Salman Khan. Now, the Mumbai police, probing the threat of an email case received by actor Salman Khan, they have found a British link. The email ID through which the mail was sent did not reveal much, but it has been found that the mail was linked to a mobile number based in UK, according to police sources. Police are now trying to trace the person under whose name the number was registered last week. Mumbai police book jailed gangsters Lawrence Bishnoi, Goldie Brar, and Rohit Garg for allegedly sending threatening mails to actor Salman Khan's office. Bandra police registered a case under sections 506, 120, and 34 of IPC. Now, Salman Khan has been provided with Y plus security by the Mumbai police as the actor is perceived to be under threat. The Maharashtra state government took the step after the actor received a threat letter from Bishnoi gang earlier. Last year, Salman and his father, Salim, as you know, received a death threat, and Salim Khan's security team found a letter outside their Mumbai home near the Bandra Bandstand promenade, where they go for their routine morning jog. In October last year, Delhi police made a sensational revelation in the case pertaining to the alleged plot to kill Salman Khan. Now, police said that the Lawrence Bishnoi gang members tried to befriend the staff of the actor's farmhouse in Mumbai to ascertain the details about the timings of his entry and his exit. Now, so it's a very funny, Saffron, that not only are, is Rahul Gandhi scared now, Salman Khan is scared, and Shah Rukh Khan is equally scared. And then you have Midget Khan, the Amir Khan also as scared of what is happening in Bollywood.
Ma'am, pardon my ignorance for not following the news in the Bollywood front or the Bolly Dawood front. But I think that, anything that comes regarding these people, it is something that I have a lot of trouble believing it. Maybe why does it so happen that these people face some kinds of problems only when their films
Yeah.
promotions are about to happen or when their films are about to release? I don't understand that thing. But even if this threat is true, I think the karmic justice has been happening. Whatever you do, like they say, there is a very famous saying in English that karma never forgets its address, right?
Yeah.
So I feel that either this is a stunt done by these people, or if it is for real, then I think it's even better that it's happening for real. And लाइक दे से इन हिंदी थोड़ा सा डर रहना चाहिए. ये डर तो उनको रहना ही चाहिए, because this fear is nowhere near as intense as their, or as heinous as their crimes that they have been so intimately involved in. Not only killing people from their own fraternity, but also compromising innocent people who were part of, assistants on the big boss crew, or who knew too much about them, that when they saw that, okay, there is some kind of conscience in this person and he might leak or expose us, then suddenly these people get under the truck, or they get depressed and commit suicide. So all of these things have been happening since a long time, or fulfilling agendas of the guy who is sitting in Karachi and who is up, essentially or apparently pulling their string. People are going to expose you now. With advent of social media, everybody has been talking, like we've been having open discussions about it. As far as Lawrence Bishnoi's threat is concerned, I recently saw one clip where some reporter took his interview, and to me, I would say I thought that, he was speaking a lot of sense in the beginning, but I don't know, I didn't watch the entire thing, so I don't know, because he said that.
Anyway, I'm on his side.
Yeah, I mean, अगर घी सीधी उंगली से नहीं निकलता है तो उंगली टेढ़ी होनी चाहिए. And as long as he is troubling these dons of the Bollywood, these so-called dons, it serves our purpose, right?
I'm very curious. Where did you see that interview?
I saw it on YouTube, ma'am, and it came in my recommendations. and I
Huh.
was doing some work, and then I was watching it, and I was interested in knowing that what I wanted to get to the Salman Khan part. But
Mm.
before that, I think something came up. I think I started playing with my daughter, and
Uh,
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 I got distracted. But I
uh.
would like to see that, because Lawrence Bishnoi was able to give that video interview just like I'm giving, but the difference is that he's a criminal. He was sitting in the jail, and the reporter was like so surprised that how come you are able to have all this access,
Yeah,
which none of us could ever
yeah,
fathom.
absolutely. The funny thing is, I just can't understand Bollywood at all. See, Bollywood, if you take a movie like Pathan, you have, see, everything that, we are, both of us are trashing, or whenever we speak about darknet and about trafficking and about bombs and about terrorism and money laundering, everything, and the hero is Shah Rukh Khan, you know and if you're talking about people being bashed up and killed and all that, and the second hero who comes for a small role is Salman Khan. So they are the ones who are saving humanity from all the crimes that we are talking about. Okay, but if you look at reality, this is reality, and if you look at reality, they are the ones who are doing all this. Just explain to me how they have the guts. See, for example, in real life, now you promise somebody something. It's up to you to fulfill your promise and say that, see, I'll do it on this day, blah blah blah, and it's up to you to stick to that. Now that's what makes you proud of your own character and your integrity. How do these people, who do all the dirty things in the world, we've seen everything that they've done, and they come and they try to convince us through movies like Pathan and Baijan and what all Jans that they have, that they are the people, that they are the Samir Wankades of the movies.
Ma'am, see, it's not, it's like, he's been fooling people for more than decades now, like, more than a decade. It's been like more than a couple of decades, I think. So it comes very naturally to them. And the sad thing about it is that there is no dearth of brainwashed people, groupies, so to speak, who like to get pictures clicked by these people, who keep them on a pedestal. There is no dearth of those people in our country, and also globally, right? But then the good thing is that there are people, awakened people like ourselves, the viewers, and so many SSRians included, who have been exposing the reality of not only people like these, but also actors and actresses in Hollywood, who have been like, some of them shamelessly have admitted and spoken about the adrenochrome thing that they have been using, right? So I think that much of the credit, more than their shamelessness, goes to the naivety and the brainwashed state of the masses, right? And there's just a sheer, I would say, a rush uh, in these people who want, like, because they idolize these people like Shah Rukh Khan and all these big wigs, right? They think that, like, okay, we want to be like him, but we cannot be famous like him, we cannot be that popular or rich like him. That's why. But none of them want to like, even they are will, you see in a lot of cases, if it's a brainwashed guy or a person in general, there is willful blindness towards the actual reality of it, all that drugs involved, the black money involved, and all of these compromising techniques they do to sabotage outsiders who are coming in. Why do you see that, like, so such an outsider, any outsider has to, like, struggle so much before even, like, making their name in the A-list category? You will see people like Ayushman Khurana, right? He's been working for so long, right? An outsider, he has to roam around like a yes man and still gets all these low budget movies, right? And they can't say anything, and they won't, because it is nobody's going to kick their own source of income, right? People mostly don't, right? Some of them do come out, but then they take a U-turn, and nobody wants to go against someone like powerful like SRK, who has a lot of connections. And only his association with KKR, owning his team, well, of course, we all know that he may not be personally owning it, but there are a lot of financiers behind backdoor financiers who have been financing all these things. So there is a great deal of I would say uh, money coming in from illicit proceeds that adds to muscle flexing. And also SRK's return from I would say, like, after I think 3 or 4 years or 5 years he released his movie Pathan, there was complete leftist lobby who was funding and who was like all charged up to promote him. And then, I think that they were the only ones who must have sent some saffron clad people who did all that ruckus in the theater to show, to blame, that see how Sanatani people and Hindu people are, compromising Pathan, right? I don't think that, people who are intelligent would know what kind of a movie it was. I just saw one clip on Twitter where he throws a mobile phone at a missile coming in, and then the missile gets blown away due to SRK throwing a mobile phone. That in itself tells you about the class of that movie. And even if there are, I would admit, I would confess that I used to be an SRK fan before this SSR murder happened, and I came to know about the realities of the Bollywood. But a lot of us were brainwashed. But the good thing is that our eyes are open, and we will continue to expose them. That is the reason why these people, they are doing all these, they are going above and beyond. When would you have thought that Amir Khan would do a Havan and have that Kautuka a thread on his wrist, and have that topi which Maharashtrian in Mumbai wear, right? He's been compelled to do that after Lal Singh Chadda. People don't even, there are distributors are scared to even take his movies, right? So he has to do something. So such kind of effect, that's why you are seeing even people like SRK and Salman Khan, they make trips to south to get, to make some investments or to have some future projects where there is some support from the southern film industry. Because southern film industry, it's a lot more structured. I'm not saying that they are also clean, they are totally clean, but it's a lot more structured process than what we see in Bollywood, which is complete rip-off and full of all the I would say filth.
Yeah. See, another thing is that, see, these see, when you're the godfather, you think that, see, whatever you do, will rescue you or your industry from any downfall. So apparently Shah Rukh Khan would have convinced everybody, saying that, see, my Pathan will save you from boycott Bollywood culture. Now, this is what these people have been parroting, whether it is Javed Mia's wife, Shabana Azmi, or it has been so many other actresses who were saying that the Pathan has come to save us. Okay, so Pathan's even movie was not to show that they are against Pakistan or anything. That was a movie to show that they will bring back people to the theaters. Now, at every stage, they were proved wrong. So the last, what you call the last arrow that they used were these silly, fickle trade analysts, and they made them say that, see, today it is 200, 300, 400, that's just like a game. And ultimately, it came to 1,000, and then somewhere he made a mistake and he said that, no, no, it's only 500. So they themselves did not know the game. Depending on how much Shah Rukh Khan was paying them, they were also changing the number of, the kind of profit that they were making. Now, if they were saying that they were making this kind of profit, people from around the world were showing empty theaters. Okay, so the godfather of Hindi film, or rather, I wouldn't say Hindi film, I would say Bollywood, failed in his mission, because he bought everybody. You won't believe it, Saffron. Every day, for that itself, I must say hats off to Shah Rukh Khan. Every day he was on his feet. He got a hold of all the actors in Bollywood, put them in a bus, brought them to the theater, gave them the same script and told them that, see, you say that it's the best film they've seen for ages. And he's the best hero. So whoever parroted, as you know, IQ in Bollywood is nil. So what Alia says and what Sara Ali Khan says is the same. So they said that. Then everywhere else, they put some people on the theater, floors, and made them dance and burn crackers and all that. Now, burn crackers during Diwali and Holi, mana hai. Magar on stage, they can do anything because they want to celebrate Pathan. So every day on a daily basis, and you won't believe it. I mean, it's absolutely repulsive what you see on YouTube. You just have to skim through YouTube and you will see that both the Buddhas, whether it's Salman Khan or whether it's Shah Rukh Khan, are busy putting all their young movies and young scenes and their love scenes and their, how they engaged with their wives and their daughters and their girlfriends. Everything is now back into the picture. Now, every time I look, I see in shock a young Shah Rukh Khan, and then where did it come from? And then you see the Buddha, So it's kind of makes us also wonder how old he is, and so this kind of saving the industry, that also went off. And in fact, they are so stupid that even in the dialogues they'll say this. So in the dialogue also, Salman is insinuating that, see, you help me, I'll help you. Okay, which means you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. So this is now what is happening in the case of the next movie, that is Tiger. So preparations for the shoot of superstar Shah Rukh Khan's special appearance in his Salman Khan's Tiger 3 has been going on in full swing. Now, as per the trade source, a massive set will be constructed over 45 days to shoot the Salman SRK action scene in Tiger 3. Now they will come on screen again in Tiger 3, and Aditya Chopra and director Manish Sharma have planned this to be the biggest surprise element of the film. Now, Yash Raj Films has quietly commissioned to build a massive set over 45 days to shoot the scene where Salman and Shah Rukh Khan will be involved in some mind boggling action. When Salman appeared in Pathan to help SRK, fans went into a frenzy seeing their biggest cinema idols beating their antagonists to a pulp. Now it's time for King Khan to repay the compliment in Tiger 3, and we expect Salman and SRK to pull off crazy, adrenaline pumping, high intensity action sequences that will blow our minds, the PR said. Now, SRK is expected to start shooting for his cameo in the Salman Khan film in April. He will shoot for 7 days in Mumbai. Now, here, Saffron, see, what is rather funny is that neither of them, have made any impact with their films. And if there is anybody who's impressed, it's only the Muslim fans who they give free tickets to. So they have their fan brigade and they pay them, and then they, that's how they make their money. But somewhere I feel that this is another tactic, to launder money. Because now, if I say I've made 100 crores, nobody's checking it because they say there's no system to check whether they actually made that much money. So when you don't have a system that checks it, that means you can say any amount, and make your money, whitewash the whole amount.
There is absolutely no. I wouldn't say there is anything. There is any empirical evidence that we have seen, knowing that how Bollywood movies have been made, to give a very clean chit to the funds that are pumped into Bollywood, right? Mostly in films, film line in general is not a very hugely money making business. It is mostly uh, at least for the last 20 years that I have seen or more, I have seen that producers and directors have been hands in gloves with the underworld to pump their money, make some movies, report some losses, and like make that loss, report that loss, so that they don't have to pay any taxes, and that black money is also converted into white. Well, so I see a question from Vidyaji saying adrenaline or adrenochrome. So I think I was talking about adrenochrome at that time. So anyway, yeah, I think I lost my chain of thoughts. But yeah, see, this is a tactic, right? They are compelled to not fight with each other anymore. You remember if 15, 17 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, there was a lot of clash between these two buddhas, right? And they used to have, like, a lot of egos and all, because it was like me versus you, right? But now they can't afford to do that, because both people are, like, they were not doing well for a long time. Now Pathan, with all this PR strategy, may have made some money, I guess, but it's still very shady. when you compare to like the kind of tactics they are doing, right? It's something, anything that is coming from their mouth, you cannot believe it, especially the positive things that they say, right? Because we know how their lives are behind those curtains, behind that rolling camera, right? So I think that they cannot afford to fight with each other anymore. Maybe they've gotten a word from their bap staying in Karachi or Dubai to make sure that now his money, he's been also losing a lot of money and there is a lot of scrutiny on him as well. So maybe, like, get your act together, brainwash these people, make sure that you have larger set of masses that continue to be brainwashed, and try to ignore people like us who have been constantly voicing against boycott Bollywood, right?
Yeah,
Who've been constantly vouching for boycott Bollywood. So
yeah,
I think that there is like a lot of game that is being played, and you see that leftist lobby will always the I think the hypocrisy of the left is something that does not cease to amaze me. You say that there should be freedom, but then you support an ideology and people from that ideology who are most orthodox, most patriarchal, most conservative, I would say overly conservative, to the point that there will be murders taking place. You don't speak about the minorities in Pakistan, but you are worried about the so-called minority in India who's been living happily. Even the awakened folks, regardless of their religion and faith, have been living very peacefully in India.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So moving to another topic that Bollywood is trying to force down our throats, and that is about the relevance of marriages. Now, actor Abhay Deol, who's celebrating his 47th birthday on Wednesday, had once called marriage not a natural phenomena. In an interview with media, he said he had called it outdated. He had added that people should be accepted even if they don't want to get married, the desire to settle with someone and have kids. He said marriage is a cultural phenomenon, not a natural one. And it's my absolute personal view. For me, I don't need a piece of paper to be with someone and have children. I think that's just outdated. A lot of people have very romantic and traditional image of wedlock, and fair enough. It works fine for them, but it's a very personal thing. At the same time, one should also be accepted the other way around, wherein one doesn't want to get married but desires to settle with someone and have kids. That's my view. Now, here, see, Saffron, nobody has ever forced him or his father to have one, two, or three, or four wives. Because coming from Dharmendra, you can understand where this man is going. Now, the thing is, in what they are now trying to push in Bollywood is contractual weddings, where people who are completely unconnected, you know, have been put together. It's like, see, I find these two people very attractive. Let's put them together. Let's get them married. So that's what they're trying to do now with Ananya Pandey and Aditya, Siddharth's brother. I forget his name. I think it's Aditya.
Or
Uh,
Kunal Kapoor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Kunal. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So they're trying to fix them. So they also did that with this girl Siddharth and Kiara, and they also did it. They're also doing it with another Rakul Preet and another actor. So what's happening is nobody asks after the marriage, because till the marriage it's like cozy wozy, everything is done like giving flowers and valentine and blah 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 blah. The moment the marriage is over, you never see the couple together. Okay, the wife and the husband go move into different paths. If it is a function of a film function, award function, you see Kiara alone, you see Alia alone. Okay, and if you see other places, you'll see Ranveer alone and the other guy also alone. So what's happening is that, see, they are telling you that, see, we will tell you how a Hindu woman should look. Okay, a Hindu woman should look. She should wear a slit skirt, and halter neck, which exposes the whole body, and she should look like what you call someone who's an escort. And a Hindu marriage should be only about champagne and parties and blah blah blah, and nothing about any traditional, see, uh, what you call rights. So it seems, and again, see, it's not coming from them. Again, it's coming from back to Soros. You see, they want to split the society in such a manner that there is no binding force. What happens in a marriage when two people love each other and they have children? then there is not only does the child get love, parents are in love, society is more harmonious. I was very surprised, Saffron, when I was watching a movie, an Egyptian movie, and in that the girl, she's getting divorced, and she already has two big children, and the kind of talk that they have in the serial is all about divorces and how common it is in Egypt, and children are saying that, see, in college, everybody's discussing divorces, so they are in some sense, trying to break up the sanctity of marriages.
See, it's not the first time that the leftist lobby and is their owners like George Soros have tried to disrupt the fabric of the society. And not only, I would say, I would take it one step ahead by promoting, by exposing kids to identifying their true gender. I am like amazed. I am aghasted, not amazed. Amazed would be a horrible word to use, but I am aghasted, or the alacrity with which these people nowadays, I'm seeing people of different genders, like non-binary gender, they adopt kids and they identify them as like, oh, my kid said to me that he's a girl in a boy's body, right? And that kid, poor kid, does not understand anything, and then they are making them look like a girl, they're making a girl look
Mm,
like a
mm,
boy.
mm.
And this has been happening for a long time. Recently I read about this gay couple who had two two or three kids, maybe more than three kids they had adopted, and then both of them got arrested for pimping out their kids to pedophiles.
My God.
Yes, so
Which is
that
what perhaps many of the actors are doing.
exactly. So I feel like, that this all of this thing has been like, it's been well very well designed and well implemented strategy that has started percolating into different
Mm,
nations. And the very fact that see, whether, let's not get into the sexual orientation piece of it, but I would certainly say that imposing your views on your kids and having them to change their gender when they don't understand. A lot of us didn't understand anything about reproduction until we were at like a very like, big age. Nowadays kids, big, okay, maybe with access to social media and all, and access to sex education, kids are more educated. But still, I would think that, like, a 6-year old, 7-year old being compelled to change their gender, it's totally unacceptable. And as far as contract marriages are concerned, I think I think we should be happy knowing that, like, that the Kapoor is getting married to Pandey. I think one failure getting married to another failure. So I think that's a match. The contract made in the cabal. Just like a match made in heaven, it's like a contract made in the cabal. So I think that this, I think, will continue to go on, and I don't think it will make any impact to us. They will continue to further their agenda and try to launch these actors, just like Rahul Gandhi is being launched and relaunched so many times. These actors continue to get launched, while so many blindsided or brainwashed outsiders, poor outsiders who have good intentions, they don't get any opportunity to make their mark. They end up doing a television show or doing some kind of writing and menial job which does not make ends meet or makes them depressed or sabotages them. And the Bollywood bigwigs, the so-called dons of the Bollywood, they are responsible for doing this. So all these marriages happening, look what kind of marriages have happened, like Katrina Kaif. Did you even see how she was looking when she got married? Oh my god, like it was like Botox ki dukan. And there was a time where she used to look decent to me, but
yes,
now
yes.
I'm like, what they do to themselves in order to survive in Bollywood. I won't even use the word thrive. It
Mm,
is
mm,
completely beyond the grasp of my logic. And people like Abhay, they all commenting on it. It's like very nonsensical thing. I don't think he even cares what he's saying. He doesn't even understand what he's saying. Maybe, yeah, maybe it works. It is an individual thing. Nobody's forcing him to get married. If he doesn't want to get married, like, or if he wants to wear female clothes, more power to him. We already have people like Ranveer Singh doing that, and doing, dressing like a clown and doing all those things. So I think it's, in the end, it's an individual choice, and we have to be awakened to understand and expose them.
Yeah. A very brilliant statement by Maya. The wokes are attacking at the very fabric of society by attacking the family unit so that kids come out rudderless, aimless, and ready to be brainwashed with a doctrine dictated by the deep state. This is exactly, in a few words, I mean, just in few lines, Maya has summarized it brilliantly. This is exactly what they're doing, you know. And see, another thing also, see, just recently I was watching on Twitter a small child. I don't know what is wrong with them. A small child is just watching, and then you have a man come and wearing very minimum clothes, dressed as a woman, cavorting in front of the child. Now the child doesn't understand what's happening, and then the writer, the Twitter handle is saying, "Is there anything harmful in this?" I mean, the very fact that you're doing this is harmful.
I don't understand, ma'am. That's why, like, anything but left for me.
Mm.
Because of this sheer thing, anything but left.
Yeah,
To me, right is right.
yeah.
I am so right now that, like, Donald Trump and our honorable Prime Minister G is to my extreme left. So,
See,
so
the
I,
funny thing, yeah,
yeah.
the funny thing is, Saffron, if you saw Kerala, you've been observing Kerala for quite some time. Everything that Kerala has been doing, though it's a jihadi state by now, jihadi people don't even approve of homosexuality. They throw them out of the roof. So, what has been happening in Kerala is exactly the opposite. Everything to do with LGBT community, kisses, okay, everything to do with gay marriages, everything within Kerala, okay? So that itself shows you that though I may be a Muslim, I may not be approve of homosexuality,
Mhm.
but I'll make sure that your society is destroyed by spreading it.
Ma'am, don't be surprised. There are even, like, gay people in the Muslim community as well as
Mm-hmm.
there are in any other community. But
Yes,
they just that they
hide
have
them.
this mask of hypocrisy.
Yeah,
They are the ones who will sodomize the children, the innocent children in the madrasa, and preach out their teachings to the world. So there are those characters like that, and that's why, because now that the I would say the inherent the spirit of nationalism is so well ingrained amongst all the awakened people and the
mm,
nationalist people, that these people have to resort to these techniques. They have
yeah,
to unite. All the Mahagadbandhan has to happen, and it is happening. But in the end, Dharma will prevail in this war against adharma, and that is why we need people like Yogi Adityanath ji. We need people like our Prime Minister and Amit Shah ji to ensure that dharma prevails in the end.
yeah. So Richa says, just today I saw Pariniti with AAP spokesperson Raghav Chadda. Can you imagine how deep rooted this left wing and communist wing people are? Where not, just all against PM Modi. Now see this lady, what's her name? Pariniti. She's the cousin of Priyanka Chopra, who is a part of the Soros, friendship group.
Right.
They're all the same,
Right.
not different at all.
Ma'am, they don't really know anything about politics or anything about the ideals on which our nation has been built and has, like, has been thriving, right? But these people, they it pains my heart that the brainwashed people are still there, like, in good numbers. But slowly, like, one thing which our prime minister has done very well is, like, invoke the spirit of nationalism also through using the media. He has used the media very intelligently, even if, like, if, and also the development of the country is seen. I haven't visited India in a long time, but the friends of mine who have visited, they say that anywhere you go, if you go to your hometown, you won't be able to recognize things which were, like, a small sadak. Now there is a flyover. Where there
Yeah,
used to be a
absolutely.
flyover, there is something else, there is like a lot of development has been
mm,
happening.
mm,
I never thought that in my lifetime that G20 summit will be held in my hometown of
yeah,
Nagpur, and
mm,
now it is going to happen, and the
mm,
beautification of the city is like, beyond recognition. So
mm,
I am like very hopeful of what this government is doing. Of course, like any other government, there are moles, there are certain things which like kind of worry us. But if you say that like amongst the options that we have, I think we are being led by the latest and the greatest and the most best option that we will ever have in the history of Indian politics.
yeah. So on this note, we'll end the session because we know Saffron needs to get back. But as he said, the baby is also growing, so he's more relaxed now. So thank you so much, Saffron, for this wonderful session, and for the wonderful comments that you made. And also, whenever you're free, do join us because our audience always find it very pleasing having you with us.
Absolutely, ma'am. In the usual fashion that we set up our sessions, we will continue to meet. And I also missed all of you, just like you missed me. And it's a pleasure to interact with all of you and get to know your like views. And until next time, Jai Hind.
Jay.